Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to I Love Baltimore Personal Tours. I am your guide today, Ira Cunningham, and this is our Baltimore Monument Walking Tour. I look forward to showing you several exhibits of the great monuments we have here, as well as other historical locations as we walk. Our walk today is about 1.5 miles, so get your walking shoes ready. This first monument that we're at now is one of the most famous ones for Baltimore, is of Mayor Schaefer. I call him Mayor Schaefer because before he was governor and state controller, he was the mayor, and he was the visionary for this inner harbor area. I always have a write-up just to make sure I get all my facts straight. So Mayor Schaefer's statue as Baltimore mayor, Schaefer presided over much of major development that gained national attention as Baltimore's Renaissance, the rebirth of the city's downtown and harbor during the 1970s and 80s. This man was truly a Baltimorean. He loved the city. He lived here, he grew up here, and he served here, and he served the state of Maryland for a long time. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our next exhibit. This is our 9/11 memorial, which is dedicated to those who was a part of 9/11 tragedy in New York that was from Maryland. And again, I always like to get my facts straight. Dedicated on September 11th, 2011, the 9/11 Memorial of Maryland at Baltimore's World Trade Center honors the extraordinary heroism, commitment, and sacrifice of Maryland's 9/11 victims, rescuers, first responders, and their families. The memorial provides a special place and a site to remember and reflect upon the events of September 11, 2001. All right, folks, this represents the names those from Maryland that's part of the memorial, as well as the 3 stones that came from the Pentagon. And these 3 pillars also represent Flight 93 that was on its way to Washington, D.C., but fell down in Shanksville, PA. So let's move on to the next one. This monument here is dedicated to Polish Americans in the Baltimore area. It's called the Cattell. So let me get my facts right. Cattell Memorial is a monument in Baltimore, Maryland, which memorizes the victims of the 1940 Cattell Massacre of Polish nationals carried out by the Soviet forces. Baltimore Polish American community was instrumental in having the monument built. The monument was unveiled in 2000 and is the tallest statue in Baltimore. Let's walk around it. gentlemen, this is where the Christopher Columbus statue was. Recently, throughout the nation's situations going bad, the statue's not there, but the pedestal is here. This is Christopher Columbus Park. And this park was honored in 1984 by William Donald Schaefer, as well as our President Ronald Reagan at that time. So let's move on to the next one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Holocaust Memorial here. And to get my facts straight, let me go to the sheet. This Holocaust Memorial is a stark reminder of the 6 million Jews who lost their lives in Europe between 1933 and 1945. This site offers sculptures and a memorial center. So let's view it a little closer. Here, I like to read the memorial. On both sides of the track, rows of red and white lights appeared as far as the eye could see. With the rhythm of the wheel, with every human sound silent, we awaited what was to happen. In an instant, our women, our parents, our children disappeared. We saw them for a short while as an obscured mass at the other end of the platform. Then we saw nothing more. Very powerful statement. All right, let's move on. This memorial or monument was dedicated to the War of 1812 from Fort McHenry as well as North Point. So let me get to the facts. Battle Monument honors the soldiers and seamen who gave their lives defending the city in September 1814 in the Battle of Baltimore, and a pivotal U.S. victory over the War of 1812. Because of the Battle Monument and the nearby Washington Monument, President John Quincy Adams dubbed Baltimore as Monument City. Let's take a closer look. George Washington's general. And it is a must-see in the Mount Vernon, so I'm glad I've made it a part of our Baltimore Monument Walking Tour. So let's go to the door. The Washington Monument is the centerpiece of the intersecting Mount Vernon Place, Washington Place. It was the first major monument that began to honor George Washington. This particular monument was here before the Washington Monument, Washington, D.C. folks. This is a must-see. You are a must-wanted to come and join me in my Baltimore Monument Walking Tour. So let's go to the next exhibit. All right, folks, this is the end of our tour, the last exhibit here at At this time they got it closed, but you can still see some of one of the great statues of the church. Alright folks, bringing out my fact sheet. Pope John Paul II Prayer Garden. Archbishop Edwin O'Brien of Baltimore dedicated the Pope John II Prayer Garden in honor of the Pope's visit in 1995 to Baltimore on Thursday, October 23rd at 10 a.m. The garden was constructed in 6 months and celebrates Baltimore and Maryland's rich religious history. Alright folks, this concludes our Baltimore Monument Walking Tour. I really appreciate you joining me today. Please come back to see more of what we are showing you today and some of the things you have not seen. Thank you again. We look forward to showing you why we love Baltimore.